43 yes 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 maybe but yes.
Okay, and we're live.
All right.
Not live,
Welcome.
but my bad.
Oh shit! I'll be
You're
right.
good.
I'll be right back. I gotta get my notes actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're good, man. We can always trim it. This motherfucker. I should probably write notes. I probably should, but I do like the flow of just naturally talking. But having notes never hurts, I suppose. To get a peek into behind the scenes while Chris is running and getting his notes. Um, I have some notes, I guess. I'm not totally unprepared. I pull up Letterboxd um, for our weekly review session, and then I also take news notes. And it sounds like he's back. He's back in the room.
All right. All right. Cool.
All right.
Um.
I was just telling them I probably should write notes, but I like the natural flow, but I don't think notes hurt at all. If anything, it's a good way to keep up. But
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's gonna be hard for. Uh. Are we starting?
Yeah, we can cut it if we don't want. I was just giving a behind the scenes thing real quick. I was just talking, sweet talking the audience.
The amount of just arduous work that goes into the production of these episodes.
Exactly.
Uh,
The
all right.
laborious. Yeah.
Well, all right. Welcome back to podcast 43,
The fifth episode.
the fifth episode, where we'll be talking about,
True stories.
true stories,
Yeah.
the David Byrne, side project from '86. So
I guess this would be a good time to introduce the new format, I guess, that we're going to be doing moving forward. It's not really a different format. It's just a different they're in different spots now. So, we're going to start off by doing normally we save it for the end of the episode, but we're going to start off by doing our weekend review, where me and Chris just talk about our movies that we've watched over the past week or so, and well, I guess anything noteworthy that we want to talk about. And then we'll do news, and then we'll end with our feature discussion, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, yeah. So I think this is a better format that we're playing around with. But to start that off, what have you been watching, Fulton, this week?
This week I had more time. I was able to watch more than last week, and I actually got some good movies in. So it started out with Sin City. I was riding the Robert Rodriguez kick.
Let's go.
And I enjoyed it. I don't think I loved it or disliked it more than when I first initially watched it. I was very tired when I watched it because it was like a rough day. But yeah, me and my girlfriend watched it, and I fell asleep a little bit. But regardless, I still really enjoyed it. So then I watched Love and Mercy, which is the Brian Wilson biopic, and I don't think I have too much to say, so I'm gonna kind of keep it brief. Paul Dano is amazing as Brian Wilson. I really loved him. John Cusack. The movie feels like two different parts because it essentially is. It's two very different parts of his life. So you have the 60s era where he was making pet sounds, and then they kind of get into the smile sessions, but it's nothing too crazy. And the 60s era, and seeing him like produce and make pet sounds and smile and stuff, that is undoubtedly like the strongest part of the film, and kind of seeing him dealing with like I don't want to spoil too much about it, but dealing with all the drama that he had to deal with during that time and about his earlier years. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I think both parts of his life that the film examines are really interesting. I mean, they're both very fucked up, because I don't know, for people who might not know who he is and what happened to him later in life, he essentially had a psychiatrist that completely like manipulated him and controlled him, and he wormed his way into Brian Wilson's life and all of his like financial endeavors, and like anything that you can imagine with going on in his life he was a part of and he controlled. And so that like itself could be its own movie, and it actually feels like it's the lesser of the two, which I didn't expect. But yeah, I don't think John Cusack is necessarily bad as older Brian Wilson, and it might just be that he's compared to Paul Dano's performance. But I just don't think that there's really too much going on in the later era Brian Wilson stuff that is very good. Um,
y-
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a big Beach Boys fan. I did get to see Brian Wilson in 2016 for the
Mm-hmm.
50th anniversary for Pet Sounds,
Oh,
and
that's
yeah,
awesome.
he's definitely still can sing quite well, but
Mm-hmm.
that the whole mental aspect of like everything that he's been through has definitely taken a toll on him.
Oh, for sure. I think the
Uh,
film explores that in a good way. I just wish that the later era stuff kind of was on par. Um, Paul
hmm
Giamatti is Paul Giamatti. He's yelling at people. He's, you know,
Oh, of course. I mean,
yeah.
that would you want it any other way? Any
No, I mean he's definitely good at what he does, But yeah, I feel like I don't have too much to say other than I feel I don't like I think maybe you saw my letterbox review. I said that I wasn't like over the moon about it. I think if the movie
yeah.
just would have focused on one era, it probably would have benefited way better as a whole. It is held back to me by the later era scenes. Not that they're terrible, just
Just
Um,
not as good, weaker, maybe.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'd say so. But it didn't. I also said this in my review, but for people that don't follow me on there, it doesn't suffer from all of the other tropes that typical music biopics kind of suffer from. It doesn't
Mhm.
show him just like being like, "Hey, man, check this out," and then he plays the tune of one of their famous songs. It's not like that. It's more about him crafting and perfecting, and about how other people really kind of get where he's going or don't get it. They think he's crazy and this and that, and so it does differ. And I enjoyed it for not being just by the numbers, typical biopic.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah.
That's good though. I mean, yeah, it's uh on the topic of biopics, I
Mm-hmm.
watched Marshall last week, the
Mm-hmm.
biopic from 2017 about Thurgood Marshall with Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another one of those, yeah, biopics that kind of is just like a little slice of somebody's life,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really bad. It looked like a TV movie, and on
Ooh.
top of that, they picked a case that Thurgood Marshall was not allowed to orate in the courtroom.
Hmm.
Um, so I feel like they could have picked a much better case to go by, and it
That's kind
almost
of
felt like
odd that they would,
no,
yeah,
yeah,
take that take that approach to it, but
it almost felt like they picked it so he could be like the guardian angel of the main character, played by Josh Gad, who's like a lawyer, and he
oh
needs help in
god.
like a civil rights case. It's like it's about, but I don't know. I just wouldn't recommend it. That was definitely the worst thing that I saw this week. But I wanted to also touch on uh, the De Palma movie Sisters, which I know you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to hear what you had to think about that.
Yeah, it's actually, I have the wait, no, I took the poster down. I had a poster for it because I really like the poster, but I mean, I really
mm,
like the movie. Um, my first initial watch of it, I loved it, and I think he kind of wears his Hitchcockian influences on his sleeve.
Almost
Yeah,
definitely.
like even like I'm a big fan of De Palma, and
Well,
especially like his
it's
earlier
like
stuff.
horny Hitchcock
Mm-hmm.
kind
That's actually a perfect way to describe it. Yeah. Um, and then
of.
I watched it a second time. It was when me and my girlfriend first met, and so I showed it to her. And I don't think I was captured by it as I was the first time. But I think it's very reminiscent of Psycho. You know, it's just like a good, entertaining
Yeah.
slasher flick, I guess you could. I guess you could deem it as that. It's got some twists and turns, and I especially love the asylum sequences in black and white and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I love the total direction and aesthetic of the film a lot.
Margot Kidder with
Yeah.
her as Margot Kidder is good as like this like I don't know. It's very like innocent and stuff as this
Mhm.
like French actress,
Mhm.
or Quebecian, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's probably well, not counting. So I want to get more into De Palma, like not like I mean I've seen like Scarface and stuff, but
Mhm.
like more so like the De Palma, the like kind of the 80s, 70s De Palma, where
Oh
he was
yeah.
doing like all these like
Have you seen
thrillers.
Dress to Kill?
I haven't seen Dress to Kill and I
I'd
haven't
say watch
seen
that
Body
one
Double.
next.
Or
Dress
yeah,
to Kill
that
is
one's on the
also
list.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a Michael Caine, right?
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
I think Michael Caine is definitely very interesting in that movie. Um, what was the other one you said? Dress to Kill and
Body Double.
Body Double. I've always wanted to see Body Double. I think I have most of De Palma's movies. But I really want to get that De Niro Arrow box set. That's got
Oh
like the
yeah,
trilogy.
greetings and yeah,
Yeah,
mother,
yeah,
yeah,
I
hi
really
mom.
want to see that. I think that's really awesome.
I
Yeah,
think
man, I love De Palma.
Greetings was the first X-rated movie I think
Hmm.
ever.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
have you seen the was it? No, it wasn't. It was Noah Baumbach. I think he directed the De Palma documentary.
Oh, I have yet to see that.
Yeah,
Like,
if you just
did he
want a good
direct that?
overview, I think he did. If it's just a good I don't think it's like anything too crazy insightful, but it's like a good overview
Oh, wow, you're
of.
right. He directed it with
Yeah, I was
someone else.
surprised to know
Mm.
that he directed it. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then I
Uh,
just have two more movies, but
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you
mhm.
can just yes. What are the other two?
One of them I might get into a little bit, but I'm gonna try and keep it frank. Um, the other one is so I watched Bill and Ted 2 because it had been literally forever since I've seen it, and I was doing it in preparation for Bill and Ted 3, which I still haven't watched. I'm still waiting. Um, Bill and Ted 2 is way more atmospheric than I remember it being. Like,
Really?
there's a ton of set pieces. Like the production, I don't think the production does. I mean, I think it's like, it almost feels a little ambitious for some of the like locations that they go to and stuff that they do. Have you seen Bill and Ted 2?
No, I've only seen the first one. I've seen it
Okay.
like a billion times, but no.
Yeah, I've seen the first one a ton, but the
Mhm.
second one I want to say was on Comedy Central when I was like 6 and I watched it and I don't know how it didn't scare me more cuz there's like some like eerie there's like a whole section of the film that it just has like this eeriness over it and just wasn't anything that I was expecting.
Mhm.
Like it's still fun and has that charm that the first one has. But there's, I don't know, man. There's like an atmosphere over like 2/3 of the movie where it's just really like it's hard to explain. But I don't want to like spoil it for anyone. But it's still funny. It's just like it kind of catches you off guard. It's not something I'd expect. Um, but the final
Yeah.
film, yeah. Hmm.
I was saying, yeah, I should probably watch it just in time for or
And the
before
third one.
we're watching the
Yeah.
third one,
We'll
which
watch it eventually.
yeah, we'll eventually watch it together.
It's free on YouTube right now. Bogus Adventures. I don't know why, or I didn't know why I called it too, but Bogus Adventure. Um, Evil Bill and Ted is pretty fun and funny to watch too. That's not something I would really expect them to do, but
Yeah.
Did you have any other movies that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I got a few. I watched a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess the best thing I watched was definitely the Coen brothers movie, A Serious Man.
Oh man,
Uh,
it's so good. It's so fucking good.
so, dude, it's so funny. It's like,
Yeah, it is very. It's
like
so
I'm
depressing.
Cy Abelman, what a cutie.
Yeah, to me it feels like if Kaufman just took all the wacky stuff out, just made a straightforward story.
Yeah.
It's got the same type of humor, I think, at the heart of a lot of Kaufman stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like very very dark, but
Mhm.
just really funny. Like, and then, but yeah, it's been bouncing around in my head for the past few days since I've seen
Mhm.
it, and
Mhm.
I think it. I mean, I'd have to revisit it, but it could be like in my top three for Cohen films. Yeah.
I'd have to think about that if I was gonna. It's definitely super high up there, but I had to reflect on all the Coen films I've watched. But one quick thing I will say about A Serious Man, I do love how it is kind of like a testament to human determination to just keep rolling with all the terrible things that life can kind of throw at you.
Well, yeah, it's like he just will continue to
Yeah.
just take whatever and not stand up for himself and not. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you don't really feel bad for him. It's more like, come on, dude, like,
Yeah.
do something. Like,
Yeah. Take
but
take some action.
and then the capping it off, another highlight was this week I did a Travolta double feature. So
So
Saturday
what'd you
night.
pair with Fanatic?
I still have to see Fred Durst's directorial debut, sadly. But Saturday Night Fever, the thing that really put him on the map as far
Yeah.
as a film actor
I've always
goes, because
wanted
he
to
was
see it.
Welcome Back, Kotter. But
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty good. There's a lot of class analysis between like him and the girl that he's really into, who's what's her name? She's
Chevy
like
Chase.
really Chevy Chase. Have John Travolta and Chevy Chase ever been in a movie together?
I feel like they should have, but I don't think they have. It's one of those weird. I could totally be wrong.
Yeah, no. Stephanie is her name, portrayed by Carrie Lynn Gorney. She, but they, his character Tony and them, like, they kind of come from like different backgrounds. She's a little bit higher class, like well read, knows a lot, and he's just kind of like this, like this like Italian American. I
have
go
never been in
dancing.
a movie together. Sorry, I wanted to look it up.
This is so sad.
Yeah.
I've been watching Community. I got back to watching Community, and I've
It's
just
so
been
funny.
enjoying Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Who's the best character in my opinion.
I mean, he's. What season are you on? I know this is
I'm
a
on.
little departure.
I'm halfway through like season 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I I'm in the beginning of season 3. Oh man, I really do love it. I watched like season 1, started season 2, and then for some reason I got it. It happens. I'll leave a show
Yeah.
and then come back to it. And
Same thing
dude,
happened to me. Yeah.
the ending of season, like the like last couple episodes of season 2 are so funny, man. They're
Yeah.
perfect. Um,
Uh, the I love the. Okay,
yeah.
we
I guess the last movie I want to talk about
oh wait,
really. Yeah.
I just wanted to cap off the Travolta double feature
Oh yeah.
because
Sorry about that.
oh no, it's all good. So yeah, Saturday Night Fever was the first one, and it's kind of funny to see John Travolta dance and do ridiculous stuff, and just kind of think like, wow, I can't believe that people used to like disco this much, um, and stuff. And then to pair it, I watched Grease again for like probably like the fifth time,
I've
and
never
that
seen it.
you've never seen it. If you watch it with
Mm-mm.
some friends, it's a great time. It's so campy,
Mm-hmm.
so dumb. The music is pretty good. Uh, my favorite thing that I found out about it is that one of the characters, Rizzo, played by Stockard
By
Channing,
RZA.
by Rizzo, the Wu-Tang Clan
Mm.
was in the film. No, but Rizzo, portrayed by Stockard Channing, she plays a 18-year-old high schooler in the film,
Mm-hmm.
and she was 34 when they filmed the movie, and she looks like
Oh
a mom
wow.
she's mom age. She probably had children of her own at that point, which I'll have to look up. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, it's pretty. The messaging's pretty messed up because it's like, oh, you're different. You should change who you are to conform to get with John Travolta.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I guess that's true.
It's the only sacrifice necessary for it.
But yeah, that's it. What about you? I want to hear. I know what you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, you
I'll
know
let
what I'm
you
going to
do
talk
it.
about. I think most people who have been following the podcast would probably know what I'm going to talk about. Um, I'm a big haven't hit it, but I'm a big Robert Pattinson fan. So I checked out The Devil All the Time, and I'm also I like Tom Holland, and him and Robert Pattinson kind of surprised me in this movie. I think Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson have more range than I had previously given them credit for.
Mhm.
Um, which I wasn't so surprised with Robert Pattinson, but more with Tom Holland. But I also really liked Antonio Campos, and I hope I'm saying his name right.
I thought you were
Um,
gonna say Banderas, and I would get excited.
but I saw Christine, and it was shot in our hometown, so it was also exciting to see that at the
Yeah,
film fest.
yeah,
So I've seen that. I've wanted to see all of his other work, and all of his films are on Netflix right now, to my knowledge, and I'm planning on
this is
checking
true.
the rest of them out. So I'll make it trying to think. Yeah. So The Devil All the Time, I liked it. But I can't help but think that it's one of these weird things that I've been thinking about recently, and it's kind of partially how I feel about true stories too. So I'm trying to think about how to talk about it without like giving away my full thoughts on true stories as well. Um,
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of decisions made within The Devil All the Time that I like as their individual pieces, but maybe as a whole they don't really come together um, in a manner that gives the film a lot of weight. Um, a lot of the characters in the film have to go through these like really fucked up and brutal experiences within their life. And it's a very like dark and grim film. There's not
I see.
yeah, and but to me when these characters are going through these like highly emotional parts of the story, I just didn't feel the emotional weight of the film of these characters and what they were going through. Um,
Mm.
and I'm trying to I'm gonna watch it again. because I want to like figure out what about the movie isn't really working for me, because it's not the performances. The performances are all there. Everything feels there. It's just that the emotional weight to me isn't there. And there's one scene in particular that I think was the best, but I also feel it suffered from this, and it's a confrontation between a character and Robert Pattinson's character, and Robert Pattinson plays a priest, and he has a southern accent, and I just think it's kind of funny because
Let's go.
yeah, he wouldn't let anyone hear the accent, and he refused to have a dialect coach because he wanted to figure out it all by himself. So the first time anyone, including the director, heard his accent was the first day they shot. First day they started filming with his character. So I just think it's really funny. I don't think I like Robert Pattinson. I like him in this. I think he's really interesting. I think he is. I'm trying to think of what I wanted to say about it. His accent is just different. It's nothing I've really heard. I mean, me and you are from the South, and I don't think I've ever heard an accent like it. But it almost reminds me of like, it's not so high pitched like Truman Capote, but he's got some of those like enunciations, you know. And so he's like, now, when the man come from the devil, he don't like to get it, you know. Like it's this weird, like I don't know, it's weird, but it's like I didn't find it distracting, just like thinking about it in hindsight.
I mean, cut the guy some slack. He's British, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no. And I'm not hating on it. I just think like it was interesting, and it didn't ruin the film. It didn't take away from the film. I like him in the film, and I like the accent. I just think like, like thinking about it is funny, but
Yeah, definitely.
but yeah, yeah, I can't. It's getting a lot of really good praise, which I'm happy that Antonio Campos is finally getting some of the recognition that I think he kind of deserves. I think I'll end it by saying this: there are a ton of characters in this film, and it might suffer from being. I mean, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes, so it's kind of already a long movie. With the amount of characters in it, it maybe should have been longer. I'm just gonna say that. And I think part of this is my guess as to how I think that the film might not work. I'm gonna say structurally, it's trying to tell a lot and trying to span multiple years. So structurally, there might be some issues there, and I think the film might just be spread a little too thin.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for that lukewarm recommendation.
I
Netflix
say-
really does it
yeah.
again.
Yeah,
With
I don't know, man. It's caught my attention. There's something there that I think is pretty good. But again, I have that same feeling with Love and Mercy. Like there is something holding it back. With Love and
Okay.
Mercy, I was able to kind of pin. It's pretty obvious, but with this one, I don't really know exactly. Because like I said, all the individual aspects of the film I like, but maybe together as a whole, I just I don't know. There's something there that's not working for me. Maybe I just didn't click with it. I mean, everyone experienced this film. This is something I haven't really said on the podcast, but just because we don't like a film doesn't mean you won't like it. Like, check out a movie. Like, by all means,
No.
if there's anything you're interested, check it out.
I strongly disagree. My opinions are biblical text that you must adhere to at all times.
Yeah.
So.
I get. Well, I mean, speaking of, I do have a. I think these films are always interesting. In terms of like relating religiousness and kind of like this evilness. So you have like the fighting of like almost like this extreme good versus evil. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that. Would you say that maybe one of the things that it was holding it back was like maybe like it would be a nice little like reference to the fact that Robert Pattinson is playing Batman and Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's like, look at me, we're like
Dude,
Batman
that's
and
what
Spider-Man.
most of the. I went to Letterboxd. I finished it. It was like 2 a.m. and I was like, all right, I'm interested to see how people are how they're receiving it. And most of them are
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, Batman, Joker, Spider-Man, Winter Soldier." And it's just like, did you like the fucking movie? you're not
Yeah, like,
you're not saying anything. Well, I mean, I can't really speak because I make a lot of jokes in my Letterbox reviews, but I guess I'm calling the kettle black. Um,
no, I get what you're saying. It's
yeah,
like,
but it's like I just want to know what you're thinking. But most people were really liked it, and maybe I wish I could have said that I really liked it too. But
yeah,
I'm
well,
not saying it's a bad movie.
all right.
Yeah.
What do you have for us
For the
news wise?
news section.
Yeah.
Get ready for the news. All right. Starting off first, it's a small time director. But he's related to someone in the film industry. Oh, I think he's like he's related to Francis Ford Coppola, maybe.
You talking about Gia Coppola?
I'm talking about. I think I could totally be wrong. He's related to someone. Jim Cummings. He.
Jim. Oh yeah, the guy that did Thunder Road. Yeah, I
Thunder
know.
Road. Yeah,
I know. I have
check
a
out
friend
Thunder
that
Road. Yeah.
I have a friend that knows him actually,
Oh, cool.
I think
Really?
worked with him. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shout out to Reagan.
Nice.
Uh,
I know you.
okay.
Shut up. No, I'm just fucking around. Yeah, Jim Cummings. He has a new movie that he wrote and directs. I'm pretty sure he edited too. Called The Wolf of Snow Hollow. That trailer dropped. It's coming out.
Cool.
I think. Yeah, but if you haven't checked out Thunder Road, check out Thunder Road. It's a pretty good movie, and he's the main actor in both these movies, and he's a pretty good actor. It's low budget indie filmmaking. I think at a height. It's at a height there. He does pretty good with what he works with.
Yeah, I've never seen Thunder Road, but
oh man, I don't know if it's still on Amazon Prime, but I'd highly recommend it. It can get a little sad, but it's a very good movie.
Well, I'm always down
Yeah.
for a sad watch.
Speaking of sadness, this is gonna really make you and a lot of our listeners sad. I'm grasping the mic even though no one can see it. Hey everyone.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, have you ever experienced a loss so intense you just couldn't bear with your soul? Yeah, I'm about to give you an example of that. Disney is possibly gonna delay Black Widow again.
No. Dude, what am I gonna do?
It's not fair, dude. We went so long. We went so long without anything.
I haven't seen a Marvel superhero movie in like over a year now.
Maybe I'm being a little too elitist. Yeah, they're talking about possibly delaying it, so there's no word. I mean, I don't know. I'll probably see it, but it's not like super high up there for me. But I know a lot of people are excited. So if I offended you, I'm genuinely sorry. But you still have a movie to look forward to. So,
I mean, yeah, you got more of your
superhero movies. I guess speaking of delays, I'll go ahead and knock out the other delay. Universal? Is it Universal or Blumhouse? I think Blumhouse is producing it or something. But Candyman got delayed till 2021.
Well, that's all right though, because Blumhouse released a trailer to an upcoming movie I think it comes out in, I want to say November, on the 13th of Friday, of course. And it's a slasher movie. That's Freaky Friday. It's got
with Vince Vaughn.
I
did see that. Yeah. I was like, no, this sounds really familiar. That's definitely not a concept I thought that they would
I mean,
blend together.
I'm a strong Blumhouse fan. I'll watch anything they make.
Didn't they sign a big deal with Amazon? It's like 8 movies or something.
Yeah, but they're like they're like anthology. It's not like real. They're not like Blumhouse movies. It's more like with
Mm,
their television department. So they're like TV movies, kind of.
mm, okay.
I don't know. They have something with Hulu similarly that they do that,
Oh,
and I don't know.
Halloween. I do know what you're talking. I forget what it's called, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've heard they're not really the best, you know.
Yeah, I want to say they're seasonal stuff, like holiday specific horror movies. They're like 1 hour. Um, I
Yeah.
don't remember if we talked about the. I want to say we did talk about the Dune trailer, but
Yeah.
Alejandro Jodorowsky. I'm gonna say. Do you know what?
Jodorowsky,
Yeah,
Alejandro
Jodorowsky.
Jodorowsky.
Yeah. He called the Dune trailer predictable.
Okay, that's based because I actually watched the documentary
Mm-hmm.
about his version of Dune last week after
Mm-hmm.
watching that trailer and saying, "Man, this does not look that good." And so like it just but watching that film, it just makes you really sad because of like all
Because
the
of
cool
how
people.
amazing it would have been.
Yeah, like how like legendary this film would have been. It would have been like yeah, it would have been like getting this Chilean art house director. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
the idea of it even happening or the odds of it even happening are so slim because of like all the things that would have had to come together and like for a big studio to back somebody that directed like The Holy Mountain and like
Mm-hmm.
El Topo would be pretty tough. But like, yeah, he's talking about like, yeah, like Orson Welles would be in it, you know, Salvador Dali, Pink
Yeah.
Floyd, um, Mick Jagger, like all these people.
I've
And
always
then
wanted to
it's
see that documentary.
yeah, it's on Amazon.
Oh,
It's
cool.
good. I mean, it's like it's interesting information, but I don't think it's like that well made of a documentary. It's like kind
Yeah.
of uninspired and flat. But yeah, the I that's sick. I really hope to see his review of Dune because because I wonder if he even talked to Villeneuve or if
I
Villeneuve ever
I
dropped him a line.
I think David Lynch told him good luck. I don't know if
Mm.
Alejandro, but
You got to do the David Lynch voice, you know.
yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck, man. I love David Lynch, so
On
I
a
hope
fucking telephone.
that. I mean, at the end of the day, I would love to see his version of it, but I think they are two totally different things. They both want to capture the world of Dune in two completely different ways. But I get what he's saying in terms of that it does look like a modern blockbuster.
Yeah,
But
and
I
that's the
don't think
thing.
that's totally out of line with what Denis Villeneuve has been doing. Well, I mean, Blade Runner
But
was pretty.
but it's just like I mean, he has in the documentary he pulls out like a book of like
Mm-hmm.
all the concepts and
Mm-hmm.
shit and all the art and it's just like incredible the amount of work that they put into something that like
Never got
you know
made.
that never got
Yeah.
made and it's like if he just could have been like hey I'll pass you along some of this stuff you can take
Mm-hmm.
inspiration but I don't know.
Yeah. Um. Well, on that note, uh, last one thing. I don't think me and you are really gonna have too much to say about it. I just thought it was kind of interesting. Madonna is gonna co-write and direct her own biopic.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just thought
I
I'd
mean
throw it in there.
no, that's cool. I mean
Yeah,
she's
it's
been
yeah.
she's acted in a bunch of stuff so I guess why not take the extra step
Yeah.
everybody's done it Steve Buscemi, George Clooney, Ben Affleck,
Joe Pesci.
Joe
I guess he
Pesci.
reversed Madonna did though. He acted
Yeah.
and then had a successful music career.
Yeah, everybody stream Vincent LaGuardia Gambini sings excellent album from Joe Pesci where he plays cousin Vinny and he sings songs and he raps.
Nice.
Uh,
Okay. Well, we can take you want to take an ad break really quick?
yeah, sure.
Okay. We're back.
Hmm.
I actually got a sound. I got a sound. I got a sound board. It's not
Yeah,
hooked up at the moment, but maybe next week we can
play
yeah,
around.
play
Yeah.
around. I got some. It does like voices and stuff. I can change. No, it doesn't matter. Sorry.
No.
Okay. this So our feature film this week is True Stories, 1986.
Directed by David Byrne.
David Byrne, which y'all also might know him as the lead singer of Talking Heads, and they did make all the music for this movie, but it's weird the way they released it.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
like a lot of, I mean, in the movie, a lot of the characters sing the
sing.
music,
Yeah,
but then the soundtrack album, which isn't really a soundtrack album, it's just like a
no.
studio album, they
Yeah.
perform it all.
They yeah. So it's weird if you at the end of the movie if you want to hear. I think they added a few of their favorite ones that were sung by the actors, like the Papa Legba one. I actually kind of
Yeah.
prefer over David Byrne's version.
Hmm.
Um. So I guess I'll start off by saying why I kind of wanted to pick this one. I
Yeah.
had always wanted to see it ever since I got into Talking Heads, and for a while it was like pretty expensive to find, and then Criterion released they added it to their collection, and I got it and I watched it, and the first time I finished watching it I thought it was good, but I was kind of left confused as to what the film was really trying to say, because I think it comments on a lot of American culture,
Yeah.
but at that time I didn't think that it really painted a full picture for it to have one specific message that it was trying to get across the board. So I guess you could say I liked it. I didn't love it, but for some reason it has just ever since I watched it, it has just stuck in my mind, and I've just really kept wanting to return to it and kind of dive a little bit deeper into it, and I thought this would be a good example or a good way to get back into it and to kind of talk about it and try to get a deeper understanding of it. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I watched it again and I love the I just so with what I was saying with The Devil All the Time, I think this is another movie, in my opinion, where I think I love all the individual aspects of it, but maybe as a whole, I don't love it.
Okay.
Because I don't. Uh, Still, like I'm still like am having a hard time trying to figure out what exactly doesn't work for this movie, but I think I might be. I'll get around to. First off, I'll start off by saying like in. It's weird because I love him. I love this movie, but I also don't. If that makes sense. I love the world that it is set in, and I love the like the interludes that they do with just people around the city and like random characters. Like I love all of the attention to detail that the film gives into, exploring Virgil, Texas, right?
Yeah.
And I love, I love the music and I love the cinematography, and it really does remind me of just like a bare bones like America, I guess, is what it really reminds me of. And there's a kind of peacefulness to the whole film. The film isn't in your face. It doesn't try to be. It just tries to let you experience what it wants you to experience. And I
And I
think
think
that's what I love. But
I
sorry.
think I think I felt the opposite about.
Mm-hmm.
I quite enjoyed this film a lot
Mm-hmm.
because I saw it as David Byrne kind of making his version of what a concert film would be. Because I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
for Stop Making Sense, the Jonathan Demme
Mm-hmm.
Talking Heads concert film from '84, there's still some like eccentric Talking Heads type bits, of course, like the big suit when he does Girlfriend is Better
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, but it doesn't this goes so far because I mean, obviously, musical performances are in the forefront here
Mhm.
in so many scenes, but it still weaves this really interesting world, and I think kind of provides a nice love letter to like rural America and all
Mhm.
these people that are just kind of that just kind of exist, that they just live in a small town
Yeah.
and just have kind of like quirky little rituals, and everybody
Yeah.
knows each other. And I mean, I know that both you and me come from a place where I wouldn't say everybody knows each other, but
A good bit of
a good
people.
bit of
Yeah.
people know each other.
Yeah,
But like,
I agree with the town aspect. I really enjoyed like being in town, if that makes sense.
mhm,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah,
cut you off. I just wanted to agree.
no, no, no. I especially loved John Goodman's character.
I mean, he's the shining. See, I love David Byrne's character. It's just that he doesn't. I think John Goodman shines and has more of a character to him
I'd agree.
than
Yeah.
David Byrne. And like it almost like halfway in the film, rewatching it, I was like, honestly, I'd love if this film just kind of focused on, you know, shoot, what's his name? I want to call him the bear.
Louis the Bear.
Yeah, Lewis. I think it
Mhm.
maybe would have benefited if it would have just focused on him and still explored the town, if that makes sense. But it would have been more focused on his journey through love. But then you couldn't really experience all the other aspects of the music if it was just solely focused on him. So.
Well, like he definitely, yeah, like I mean that's another thing that I liked, like the vignette
Hmm.
aspect, of like kind of the wander core type, like, oh, I'm just going and visiting all these people,
Hmm.
as David Byrne's character, that is. But like, yeah, like Goodman's a little, he's a little sweetheart.
Yeah,
He's
I definitely
just
think
just
he's the heart of the film.
yeah, he's just like,
Yeah.
he just wants to find true love, and he's putting out TV ads.
I like how he doesn't even hide it. He's just like, yeah, I want a wife. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Um, but yeah, like then I think he also has probably my favorite song of the film at the end when he does People Like Us.
Hmm.
The
It's a very nice
great
sentiment.
country ballad.
Hmm.
That's just kind of, I think it also kind of like, well, it obviously represents what he wants, but also like just like what all these people like have
Hmm.
in common, and it's so nice. Yeah, just this whole movie just had me, I don't know, just smiling. It was just
It's
such
a
a
peaceful
nice,
movie. Yeah.
such a sweet film about just a sweet little town, and all these
Virgil, Texas.
people. Virgil, Texas.
This is a film about a bunch of people in Virgil, Texas.
But like that's all, yeah, that's all it is. And I
Yeah.
also like to say that the song the song Radiohead actually inspired the
Yeah.
band Radiohead.
Yeah, I
So
remember
that's
seeing
kind of
it for the
funny.
first time, and I was like, "Wait." I will say this: what's the I love the. I think the conspiracy song is pretty funny. I forget what it's called. Just like the preacher's going
Oh,
crazy,
oh yeah,
and
that
like,
was like probably
"Amen,
my,
amen."
oh, that's Puzzling Evidence. Yeah, that's
Puzzling
probably my
evidence.
second
Yeah,
favorite song with
that's
like the
pretty funny.
projected
Yeah, like
back.
Reagan's in it. Yeah.
Nixon meeting
Uh,
Elvis.
what was I
Yeah.
gonna say? Yeah, maybe I mean, so maybe I'm looking too much into what David Byrne's character is saying, and that
He's
might,
just supposed to be like the observer, kind of like he's
yeah.
supposed to be like the audience in a way.
Do these people love this town? Maybe they do, and maybe they don't. That's not up for me to decide. I do, I do like his attitude towards everything. He's super
Yeah.
passive.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the second he makes an active statement, it immediately gets reverted back to being passive.
Small towns in Europe, or small towns in the US, are different than the ones in Europe because, oh, he's like, I forgot. I have it written down at home
I got
somewhere.
yeah. I think that, like the film has a wholeheartedness to it, and I think that's what kind of keeps it in the back of my mind.
I, I thought an interesting theme was the like, I don't know, just the emphasis on like business and commerce and stuff.
See,
Like,
that's what I thought I was trying to make a message about, but I just couldn't find a concrete statement about it, I guess, or I couldn't find a concrete idea of what it was trying to say about
well, when he's eating dinner with that family, the guy that's the president of Vericorp, the computer company. Yeah, which just the dinner, no offense to the family, but it just looks disgusting.
Yeah, like a lot. It's a weird concoction, like
Like,
lobster and mustard and pigs in a blanket. Yeah.
but he's eating dinner with them, and other than the fact that I'll get into other stuff, but
Hmm.
when he says uh when the guy says economics has become a spiritual thing, I thought that that was kind of interesting, and I don't know what he was trying to get at about that, like the
Hmm.
almost like the overabundance of business, or the focus on consumerism that this film kind of has. Like, you have like a lot
Hmm.
of you have like a lot of stuff with like flipping channels and stuff and seeing ads, like the
Yeah.
bedridden lady and
Love for
stuff.
sale.
Yeah, Love for
Hmm.
Sale is obviously very ad themed. But yeah, I guess I can see that as like an example of like a company kind of coming to a town and
Taking over it.
taking over,
Hmm.
and I guess providing people with jobs, but also like at what cost?
Yeah, because it seemed to
Yeah.
be that he was kind of swallowing up the city. Well, I mean, there's no visual evidence of that. He was just talking about expanding.
But
But
yeah,
it didn't seem like he was invading on the city in any way. If anything, they were expanding it because of the
yeah,
houses that they'd need.
but yeah, it's just that line though, economics has become a spiritual thing, is very strange, and I
Hmm.
just wanted to know like what did he mean by that? Did he, is he talking about the replacement of business,
Yeah,
business replacing
I
religion?
I
Uh-huh.
guess that is probably where I sit. That's probably what holds the film back in that context. Was like there's a lot of statements that are just one-off statements
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think they hurt the whole, but they don't add to it. If that makes sense, and I don't think they're bad. It's just I would
Mm-hmm.
like to know what David Byrne was getting at. That's essential. I think that's what I wanted to know with the film is like, I like it and I want to know more about it, but I can't tell what he's really trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would be interested to see what the supplements on the Blu-ray are like, because maybe
I
that would
I watched
provide us
it
better.
when the first time I finished the film, I watched I think it was like some 30 or 40-minute documentary that they had about the making of it, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really say I'm gonna rewatch it because it's been so long, but I don't remember him really ever talking about any specifics with the film. It was mainly about them going through and like scouting and finding the right
I get that.
places. That's what I remember them talking about the most. And I guess they talked about the music, but I think that was they didn't go too far into detail on anything except like the what's it the one of the people in the production designed the set. Shoot, what do you call that?
Um,
Location finder.
Location scouter or
Yeah,
whatever.
the location scout. Yeah, thank you. She was just like, yeah, David Byrne just has a real eye for this stuff. And then they
That was it. That was
that was pretty much it. And they say it a few times, and it's just him like sitting around these places that they would eventually shoot at, which I think is cool. Like, I think it's a nice. I think the documentary is a nice look into them searching through Texas. But I don't remember them making any definitive statements about what the film was actually about.
He didn't give any. He didn't do like an audio commentary or anything.
I'd have to check. Because
Yeah,
I don't remember. But that would
I
be
feel like
interesting to watch.
he'd be one to not.
I can check. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, no commentary, dude.
No commentary? It's a
Mm-mm.
director approved.
Yeah, director approved
Commentary.
restoration, but no, he doesn't
Man.
want. He
I
doesn't want you to know. Yeah.
I mean, I remember I'll omit his name just for privacy's sake, but me and you had a teacher, our film teacher in high school, and I remember asking him about it, because I just, like I said, I want to know more about it and kind of figure out what he was trying to say. And
Yeah.
this is like a year or two ago, so I might mess up exactly what he said, but I think he said that David Byrne was trying to. He was at the height of the Talking Heads were at the height of their commercial popularity, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And he thinks that, or what I think if I can remember it correctly, he said that they were probably trying to. David Byrne was, on top, and he thought he could kind of do anything, and so he wanted to make a movie, and he just made a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what he wanted to do, and I think that the success. I think I read that the success of Stop Making Sense financially was like kind of what gave
him
Warner
the
Brothers.
option.
Yeah, Warner Brothers were like, yeah, well, we'll give you money.
Yeah, I still need to see Stop Making Sense. There's another. I want to see more of Jonathan Demme's movies, even though I know it's just a concert film, but I just want to see more of his work in general.
I'd say that's his best film. I think I like it more than Silence of the Lambs, but
What? Hold up, what? No, it's okay. I think I like Silence of the Lambs, but I don't think it's anything like too crazy.
yeah, it's good, but
Yeah.
Stop Making Sense is like something that I can put on whenever, and it's just a really great concert film.
Yeah, same thing. I think Silence of the Lambs is a pretty good concert film.
Yeah,
A little gory, but kind of fits the. I can just kind of put it on whenever.
when he talks about putting the lotion on the skin, I thought that was a pretty
And then
pretty
Metallica
deep
comes
lyric.
out. Like, put the lotion on the skin. Or else I get the hose again.
It was that '90s Metallica shit.
Yeah. Right on.
Give me fire. Give me that which I desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The thing. I like the character, the lady that would just kind of lie about everything.
Oh man, she was.
Yeah.
Me and Elvis were trapped, and he's just always trying to get me pregnant.
And she was like, she was like, like the whole thing about like I was born with a tail. John Goodman just like listening to her, and he's just kind of making this face.
My mama tried to sell it on the black market.
Sold to the FBI.
Because it might have psychic power. It's so gross, man. Not to discriminate against any listeners that might have been born with a tail.
With a tail, yeah.
It's just funny the way she just goes all in with why would you?
And
she was pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, I was trapped in the jungle with Rambo.
That's right. I couldn't get him off me.
Yeah, he was really coming on to me. But
yeah, man, she was really funny. Yeah.
But the so and then another thing was the part, so the like giant musical performance or like showcase at the end for the what do they call it? It's not
cinquantential or
yeah
the sing. It starts with the C, like a sequential or fuck. I'm saying it all
Yeah.
wrong, but Sequin.
It's like 150 years
Yeah,
because it's like
it's their
Texas.
anniversary. I love how small the parade is too.
Yeah.
It's like gotta be like a little bit less than like 200 people maybe.
But
But it's a small
doing
town. So.
it's a small nice town. Everybody knows each other. They do the musical performance, and my favorite is the auctioneers arguing over the yodeler, which reminded me of like an avant-garde performance of Storage Wars, the A&E, the beloved A&E reality show. Because that was great though.
That was pretty funny.
And then the corn on the cob stage display with the balloons is cool because it's like, think about how much they had to like plan that out, and it looks so cool.
Yeah. It perfectly like captures the essence of that town.
Yes,
Which
yes, indeed.
I'll pride the film on being very consistent.
Oh, definitely. And that's what I really liked about it. I like movies about like, sweet rural towns and stuff, and especially like I'd recommend like if you like this, I'd recommend David Lynch's The Straight Story
It's on my
from
list.
from 1999. It's a great Lynch film.
Oh, I think you mean Inland Empire.
And yeah. I still haven't seen that one, but that one's like
Neither
3
have
hours
I,
long.
man. I've always wanted. I know it's just like it looks like hell.
Yeah, it does look like hell.
Looks like Laura Dern's has to spend hell in a hotel room.
But it's like this one's different because it's like a children's film almost, and it's like kind of like it's sweet, like it's about all these people that it's about brotherhood and like all this other great stuff, and I think that a lot of it comes from like Lynch's like appreciation and childhood growing up in Montana, and like or I think he's from Montana, but yeah, I know that David Byrne is from the UK originally, but I'd like to hear like why he picked this and like what affinity or how he has the affinity for like kind of rural America.
Yeah, because it's interesting because you wouldn't think that. I mean,
Big show
directors.
business guy.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I mean, I know directors do it all the time where they typically set their films and something that's not. They typically set it. Shoot, I'm sorry. Yeah, like a big showman guy, or a big bit. Damn, man, I'm really tripping over my words. You wouldn't expect someone like the head of Talking Heads to just pick some random little city in Texas and make a film about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's interesting in that regard.
But yeah, you have anything else to say on it?
I guess with stuff that it reminds me of, it not thematically or anything, but it does remind me a lot of Paris, Texas, just like those wide landscapes and people kind of roaming through them and capturing these little tiny parts of rural cities. So if you haven't seen Paris, Texas, I do highly recommend it. It's a very good movie.
Yes, I haven't seen any Wim Wenders, but
I got his road trip trilogy. I have that and sorry for yawning. I have that and Paris, Texas. I've seen Paris, Texas, but I haven't gotten into that trilogy yet.
All right.
One day.
But yeah, I really recommend this. I think it's definitely if you like Talking Heads, then I don't think I even need to say that. But if you just like weird stuff, then I think you'll enjoy this. It's also I also like appreciate I just appreciate the earnestness that it has to offer most of all, and I think that's what really puts it over the top. It's not just weird stuff happening, it's like weird stuff and then it's like
it has
but
heart.
it has a lot of heart. So
I also would recommend it. Even with everything I said, I still do recommend it.
Movie fucking sucked. Yeah. No.
This film had no superheroes.
But yeah, all right. So with that, I guess I can announce our next film next week. It is Krzysztof Kieslowski's The Double Life of Veronique. Quite a wonderful picture from
I've never heard of it.
1991.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I've never actually I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I'm excited to check it out and hear our thoughts. I'm a big fan of his Three Colors trilogy. Three Colors Blue from 1993 is probably like up there in my like maybe top 20 favorite films ever. And this was kind of a precursor to that. And has Irene Jacob in it, who was in Three Colors Red with him as well. And yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I'm excited to discuss it next week. So
Okay. Well, on that note, I think we're ready to end this one.
All right. All right, you guys have a good rest of your week, and yeah, just stay wavy, stay safe.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.